Hi everyone, in continuation to my first video based upon the interview based on competency-based question. So here I have your second question. So I would be discussing about, a time where you have found a simple solution to a complex problem. So many of the interviewers would be asking you these kind of questions to see how, your thought processes towards solving the complex issues. So it is not necessary every time, the complex problem will always have a complex solution. So how do you actually go about this? To again reiterate, we are going to use again the STAR technique, which we were talking about: situation, task, action, and result. So it will be the same technique again. So what is a situation where you actually had your complex problem? So it is basically the problem statement. So when I was actually working for a company, so I had a client who was an insurance-based company, and they had a good amount of growth that was there by where they were selling their policies. But now the point was they wanted to increase their revenue and sales. So that is why we had a project which was more inclined about the data analytics and data scientist part. So here the thing was, we could have actually started building models, telling the model this, that, and all that, right? And we can say that, this region is going to have less, by seeing the pattern, we can say that this is going to have the less, this is having the less sales. And we can just give them those reports and just get our work sorted, right? So, but the approach there was that we took was kindly different. So what I was doing is I was actually leading the team at that point, and also we had several team members. So I would tell you this thing in both two perspectives. So this is not going to differ based upon you leading the team or working as a team member. So basically, when you actually have an insurance policy, what you actually see is what are the reasons that the specific region is not having the sales. So now the situation was we actually took different regions and we started to see the pattern and see the sales that was actually happening. So we came to know that the rural part of Asia, they were not actually taking policies. So now I didn't need to put actually machine learning there and go to the client and say that this is the model, this is the accuracy and all that. What rather the team did was, we actually thought, let's give a thought of seeing what kind of policies are available for rural region. So that's when we came to know that the rural region were having policies which were actually not for the nearby hospitals. One thing, it was very far away hospitals which were included in the insurance. So being in the rural region in Asian country, no one would actually prefer to travel more for medication. Unfortunately, uh, that is the main factor. Like if there's a hospital which is 120 kilometers far away, that is covered by this insurance. So during emergency, you don't expect someone to travel that much, right? So this was one of the example for the policy not being sold out there. So we had to go back and say them that this was the reason that we found, one of the reason. I'm not articulating everything, but yeah, this is one of the reason that we felt that the policy was not being sold, and they had to make these major changes. So the action was, the task here was, we were researching by seeing the pattern, and then the action item was going back to the client and, telling them all these. So after we told them this, they, restructured their policies and all that. And after that, they had a revenue growth of some percentage, which I don't want to give you in numbers, but they had a revenue growth of percentage. So when you are actually giving this as an exact, examples like these, you need to tell what percentage, like 40% or 50%, whatever. So this is the kind of way you actually answer your star kind of method, using star kind of method, because this was actually a simple solution. You did not build a model, you did not do a deep learning or anything, but then you came with an answer by just doing a data analysis, right? So yeah, this is the technical way of answering it. And the next one would be like if it is a non-technical way to answer this as well, which we could do take another situation. So basically, we had two big companies which were rebranding, and at that point of time, because of the restructuring and all that, so we had many of the employees going out of the company. So in this case, what happened was the projects were not getting delivered at the right time and right point. So it was being very difficult for many teams, like, which were working in the same company. So all of the team, and the leads and all of them, including myself, we were actually in the meeting, and we decided that we have to have a cross training session, which is actually essential, so that when there's a priority task, we can actually pull in some resource from some other team and then ask them to work on that. So I would say that this is being actually followed by Infosys as well, where you can see that you have a 6 months intense training which is given to many of the candidates, and that is actually in a way useful when the person has to work with different projects. So that was one way of having a simple solution to the complex problem, just having a cross training, and you have people ready, and when there is a layover, or if there's any issue that is happening there, we have the people inside the team or inside the company who can actually take a um, take up the task. So yeah, I think this helps you to understand how you can actually answer for these kind of questions. And I also want anyone, if you have any questions on your head, based upon competency or anything which are interview based, you can actually comment in the session below, and I would actually answer those questions as well in upcoming videos. So I'll see you in the next video with another question, which would be helpful for you for core competency based questions. Thank you. Thanks for watching.